Waiting for what?
Okay, everyone, you have been waiting too long, like about at least 6 minutes and 35 seconds in. We're just trying to get this together because this is our very first one. Please excuse any type of glitches or anything. All my stuff was burned up in the fire. So I'm winging it today. I don't have my green screen behind me. I don't have my lights. I got Mr. Slipman over here. That's an inside joke. From when we used to do podcasts from 6 years ago. And feel free to comment. If you do comment, I have the ability to pop your comment up there. So if you have some vital information or links that will help anyone during this crisis, please chime in, because every resource helps. We've both been on the front lines. I lost everything in the fire last Wednesday. In fact, this is day 8 now, and I feel like it's been 2 months because I wake up and I don't know where I am half the time. It's crazy. So I'm gonna give the floor to my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song.
Hey guys, I'm Jamal Smith. Pretty much born and raised the early part of my life in Altadena. Lived up on Olive between Altadena Drive and Loma Alta. My old childhood house is gone. You know, even though I'm not up there right now, I currently live in Arcadia, close by. I still feel a huge loss. My in-laws used to live on Loma Alta, below Olive. Their spot is gone. About 5 or 6 of about 7 members of my wife's family lost their homes. And tons and countless people that I know, Brian knows. I mean, we all know lost their homes and or businesses as well, because sometimes we lose sight of the fact that businesses are gone and people's livelihoods in that regards have been lost. But as you've heard probably on TV, and obviously know if you are from the community, we're strong, tightly knit, and definitely one of the main reasons why we're doing this podcast in particular is to pull resources and help everybody, as many people as we can, because we got to definitely, for those who want to build and stay, bring Altadena back and build it, rebuild stronger and better than it was before.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're not going to dwell on showing you videos of during the crisis and all that. You've seen enough. Our goal here, I got a ton of it too. I still have yet to put it on YouTube and Instagram and all that. So just so you know, I'm basically on Facebook and YouTube with this podcast. Haven't been posting anything on my Instagram page for the simple fact that I'm just tired. It's a lot. And my whole thing is I have my life. So my whole goal here is to assist the disabled, assist the displaced, to provide you with resources that you need to go to. And if you guys want to chime in on the comments or whatever, and you got resources with links, please do it, because I will post your comments up here so that people can see those resources. Now, I'd like to give a special shout out to a lot of people. I can't remember all of them, so don't get mad at me if I don't remember your damn name, because sometimes I've been up hours. So first one I'm going to do is Antoinette Rains. Now, Antoinette has been on the front line. She has a lot of good information I've been sharing on my page. Another one is Stacy Dove. She's giving you information on what to do with your insurances, how to go about dealing with FEMA. David Terry, another one, his mom and dad are now staying with him because they lost their home to the fire. His sister Michelle lost her home to the fire. Everybody, I mean, there's 15,000 homes in Altadena, and about 4,000 of them have suffered from fire damage or just completely been burned down to the ground in ash. So our job here, well, we're trying to just make it so that you have a resource to go to. We're going to be on here every day at 10 o'clock, except for the weekends. I don't know, because I got things that I do on the weekends, like board meetings and stuff like that. Jamal has children, so he's got tournaments and stuff. So we're still trying to live our lives. But I'm going to be on here as much as possible to let you guys chime in. Please bring your resources. All kinds. Another one is Elaine Scotton, who has been in my ear with everything, with the town hall meetings, with everything. And that's another thing. I'm going to be jumping all over the place, so don't get mad that there's no outline.
Correct. This is just
right now. This is the pilot. Yeah, no outline, just things that are coming off the top of our heads that we know about, and we're going to bring it to you. So when people pop in and give comments, we're probably going to stop what we're talking about and talk about what their resource is. So just want you guys to know that this is going to be a place where you can come and always find the information. And these videos will be up. They're not going to get deleted. So you can always come back. So please follow me, follow us, bookmark your stuff, bookmark these podcasts. And we're just going to shoot from the hip. One of the resources that I have been bringing to you is donation stations. So I'm going to be putting out a list of donation stations where you can go to donate to and pick up. Another thing that we're trying to raise money for on our GoFundMe, which is, I'm about to pop that up right now at the bottom of the screen, to raise money so that we can provide transportation to and from places for disabled and displaced people. Our goal is to go to the auction and get a couple of Econoline vans, get them customized and get them wrapped. So when you see us driving around town, you know it's us. There's going to be a phone number on there, QR code. You can flag us down, no charge. We'll take you anywhere within the city limits you need to go. We can take up to 8 people at a time. So that's our goal for raising money for the GoFundMe. If you want to help me out personally or this podcast, you can send it to the Zelle. Because basically I'm using that money to recoup the equipment that I don't have.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, every time, and I'm suffering right now from PTSD. I wake up every day, I don't know where I'm at because I'm not used to being somewhere else other than my own place. Right. Second thing is, I go to reach for stuff. Like today, I needed to put the green screen behind me. I need my lighting right here. I wanted to be real professional. I can't reach for that stuff. I don't have it. So, it's just sad because I don't know from one day to the next when I'm going to be able to do what I used to do. So it's just a matter of, dealing with this day by day and trying to focus on just keeping my sanity. Because sometimes it's just like hard to focus. I can't think sometimes, and it's rough.
Yeah, it's got to be, man. I wasn't, like I said, a victim specifically with the house being lost, but just the part that stresses me and my wife out is the fact that we're trying to figure out the best that we can do for our family. Now, not ironically, but thankfully, they, the family's really close knit. They already had like a group chat that had been going on for years, right? So it was so useful when they were trying to evacuate and try to figure out, make sure everybody got out, and how's so and so doing? Are they where they need to be and what have you? But now the stressful part is like, well, what do we do? It's like we can't give anymore because these places have they have an overabundance of supplies and things that have been received. It's stressful, man. Just wondering and hoping and praying that the family members and friends are okay, and just worried about how they're going to get better. And, more importantly, what I could do to help specifically for me.
Yeah, it's just, it's crazy. I mean, now we're dealing with the air quality. So, even though I wasn't wearing a mask on my live yesterday, I could feel the smoke in my throat. So now I'm going to be out there wearing a mask, except when I talk, because, you know, when you wear a mask and you're talking, you're going to sound like, wah, 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 wah. I'm not trying to do all that, but I am going to protect my health. I just got over being sick for a month last month. So then this happens. Then my birthday was yesterday. What a way to celebrate my birthday. It was crazy. I just had a nice little quiet soup dinner by myself. And I made a video, but I didn't post it because you get the gist of it, right?
Right.
I'm like, here I am. Hi, I'm Brian. I'm having my 58th birthday, eating my pho soup. And I was fucking enjoying it.
I know you were.
It was
But
good.
Let me piggyback on your point,
boy.
and they've been talking about it on television as well. I mean, there's that those fine particulate matters in the air, so definitely wear your mask, even though it seems like it's clear outside. I've been, I've made the mistake of going out there regularly without it. It seems like it's feeling good, but one of the aunties has pneumonia now, and some other folks aren't really feeling well as a result. Some lung stuff. So definitely protect yourself. Wear those masks until we get the all clear. Who's that?
That's my boy Mike Hibbert.
Mike
He's got the church down in Compton. He's been doing it for quite some time. He don't never listen to me when I try to give him pointers. Stock Quick Media is the professional. It's like, remember Alan Ed, the auto sound professionals back in the day? Well, Star Click Media knows how to tell you how to do things.
You froze.
Oh, did I? Well, we're both freezing.
You're back.
Yeah, internet's janky. I'm surprised that it even works, because with the power, with the transformers blowing up and popping all over the place, you got to remember cell phone towers. So if you run into a problem where you're using your cell phone and it doesn't seem to work, just turn the Wi-Fi off. Trust me, that works a lot better. Especially in areas of Altadena. Altadena, you cannot use your cell phone unless you have internet. That's just the way it is. It's a dead zone.
Regularly before the fires, right?
So I hope that now that this happened, they put some cell towers up. Now I'm pretty sure back in the day, I don't know if they do it now, but they used to pay you like $4,000 a month to let you put a cell phone tower in your backyard. Now, of course, I'm gonna bust the myth up, because you guys always thought, oh, it's going to cause cancer. That's 5G. Well, I'm just going to break it down for you so we can expose all myths. In 2030 to 2040, it's going to be 6G. In 2040 to 2050, it's going to be 7G. You're going to get the same argument. If you go back and look at the history of all the Gs, I'm not talking about the OGs, but the Gs. Every year, it was a 3G, then a 4G, and then you had all these people with conspiracy theories about the 5G. Well, guess what? 6G is going to be here sooner than you think. You know why? Back in when it was 4G, you had a cell phone and a laptop. Now you got 18 cell phones in your house, 6 tablets, 4 Roku boxes, and a partridge in a pear tree. So you're not going to be able to function and have great Wi-Fi service if you don't advance the technology.
It's the price you got to pay, and there's nothing really you can do about it, to be honest.
No,
even if you have that belief, and because we use it anyway, everybody uses it.
I'm never going to go to 4G. Well, when you can't watch that video because it's not working because you're still on 4G, you just got to go into your network and say, "Oh, I want to use 5G," and all of a sudden, it's like Zest, the eye opener. It's crazy. It's like, people, this is our life now. We're technology based. We don't have a choice. It's here. It's here to stay. This is not the channel to talk about some other stuff that I want to say, because I got a whole AI group for that. But if you have resources, please share them with people. Like those people I just mentioned to you, they put these on their page every day because they love Altadena and Pasadena. They love their town. They love the people. We are the only town that I know of that everybody's still hanging out with each other because it says 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade.
That's true.
We have traditions in this town. We have an annual rivalry that most towns outside of Texas wish they had. Texas
And if
is
they have
now
anything
trying to,
remotely close to it, it's at a college level.
well, Texas is trying to use now the Cowboys Stadium because, for the high school rivalry games now. But that stadium wasn't around 70 years ago.
Correct.
We got a 70-plus year history of this.
And
it didn't matter. It didn't matter what school you went to when you got to high school. We all knew each other from primary, elementary, junior high. So we are a close-knit town. And we're about our community. We're about our people, because Altadena is not a town, it's a people. Mm-hmm. Without the town could be any town, but the people make the town. And, I feel bad for like my client, King's Breakfast and Burger Place on Los Robles and Woodbury. They were open. People had a place to go to where they could just be right there. But guess what? Now they had to shut down the water and shut down the gas because they got to plug all these leaks and shut down certain grids and everything. Altadena is kind of disaster right now. It looks like a war zone. I feel like I'm in Ukraine because there are National Guard soldiers with AK-47s with their fingers on the trigger.
Yeah, that was crazy. I drove by that and was like, is this really necessary? Especially during the day. That's crazy. Yeah,
this is not how my town was meant to be. This town is I call it a legacy hometown because your grandmother bought her house here, gifted it to your mom, gifted it to you. The problem with a lot of people that have legacy homes is that they only paying the property taxes and they don't have insurance. Don't fear that you don't have insurance because this is a natural disaster. So there are going to be resources for you to get
definitely
to keep your property. So please do not sell your property. Don't let anybody, if you feel you're going to lose your property, let's come together and form alliances so that we can help you keep your property. There are foundations being formed. There are 350 nonprofit foundations in Pasadena that are obligated to give out 5% of their wealth every year. These nonprofits have over $500 million. So that means that they got to give out $25 million a year. We're in a national disaster crisis. I'm going to be reaching out to each and every one of these, even if it takes me 365 days, because it's going to take us 2 years to rebuild. Yep. Think about this. You got to get disaster people to come in here and remove all the debris. You're going to get all of these fly-by-night.
It's going to be taken care of for free, by the way.
Yeah, but you're going to get all these fly-by-night people that are going to come and say, we'll charge you this, we'll bill your insurance. Don't trust anyone. Until we get together as a people, as a group, and figure out who's the legit one. Mm-hmm. Because there's going to be a lot of chaos and mayhem. So Tanya just said something that was really important. I'm going to pop it up here. She said that Ben Crump organized a class action lawsuit against Southern California Edison for the wildfire victims. And I saw Ben Crump come to town yesterday, and he had a town hall meeting. Somebody actually just popped a flyer up for it. I don't have it right in front of me right now.
Where was it? On Facebook?
Yeah, it somebody shared it to my page. I can't find it because I got so many birthday posts from people. Thank you very much, by the way, that of all the people that wish me happy birthday. I appreciate you. But if you can send me stuff on Messenger that I can pop up, that would be great, because I can then take it and pop it up and go from there. And this way it'll be easier for me to, share it with the group or with anybody that's watching, because all I want to do is make sure that you guys get the resources you need to survive this. I mean, donation stations, FEMA app, people are running into problems with FEMA. Remember, FEMA is a loan. It's not a fix. They're only giving like $50,000 or less. I know there's an exact number. I don't know it. I don't care. I can share those nonprofits and I will create a list, Greg. I'm glad you mentioned that because, but in order to get them to respond, you have to be a nonprofit yourself. So I sit on 7 nonprofit boards. I can give you some nonprofits to talk to on behalf of it, but I only want to trust the people that I know that are going to actually do their due diligence and not be, harassing these people or whatever, because you'll be falling under my fiscal sponsorship, and I don't want to have any problems with my own nonprofits that I sit on the boards. So, Greg, thank you for that. I will be getting a list together that you can call. In fact, Art Von D, who is a German-based immigrant, is the owner of all the Von. And he's based out of Pasadena. He has a $1 billion revenue for his nonprofit. So hopefully they might see this and go for helping some of the community. You got to remember, some of these people are going to only help the affluent. We want to bring attention and awareness to the people who aren't that affluent. Remember, there's about 4,000 homes that were destroyed in the fire so far that they've calculated. Now, if we do the math, 4,000 homes at an average of 2 million equals about $8 billion worth of damage. So if this man has 1 billion and 350 other ones have 500 million, there should be no problem with them giving a little bit of help.
You would hope.
My friend Tracy, she says she's a grant writer. I know Tracy personally. I can vouch for Tracy. I've known her for over 45 years. Tracy, I'm about to put you on blast. We used to work at Showbiz together.
Wow. We're back.
So, like I told you, all the people that you see coming on here, most of them, Tanya, I've known her since I was 9 years old. Tracy, I've known for a long time. Michael Hibbert, I've known for a long time. My boy Jamal, I knew his mother before I knew him. She was my teacher at Muir.
We all go way back.
Yeah, we all go way back. So, Tracy, offline, we will talk right after this because I got some great ideas and some great resources that I can give you. I can give you action to, and we can sit down and talk about it. She's like, yep, she can vouch for it. We was even at Showbiz, we were a close-knit family. I mean, we all went to school together. We went to college together, worked at the same jobs. This is Pasadena. You're going to be around people that you grew up with that we still know. Tracy was doing all women's event a few years back, and she reached out and she said, Brian, do you know any chefs that can be a part of it? I said, not only do I know any chefs, but I know a couple of women chefs that you can actually put on there because I know you're trying to keep it women based. And so, I'm always trying to help everybody out and give you resources because we're put on this earth to help people. Tracy was doing something where, instead of her dealing with her own anxieties and stuff, she found other women who had the same situations, and they got together and they form women's groups, and they get together and they do fun things, and us men aren't privy to it. And I don't care because they need that for themselves. We're going to have our own little things that we're doing, but we have to get to the point where we actually have the women's groups, men's groups, and then the combined community groups, because we can't all do it by ourselves. And Roxy is like, she's another one I've known for a long time. But funny thing is, she's related to somebody else that I've known for a long time. Her relative is married to my homeboy Jason. Her relative, his name is Tiana. She's married to my homeboy Jason. I've been doing clubs since '87. So it's funny how the circle, has that 6 degrees of separation. That ain't like that in Altadena. It's 2 degrees.
Yeah. If not one.
And here's the thing. Soon as you pop up and you, hey, I met this woman. Where's she from? Pasadena? What's her name?
Right.
You can either say yay or nay because you might know the reputation. Hey, bro, stand clear. I don't know. But, or you can say,
the dude.
or now you got some people hating, be like, because they liked her, so they're going to lie on her. But then you go and ask somebody else from Pasadena, they're going to say, oh, no, that's a great person. You know, so, you know, we dealing with, you know, just a close-knit community. And that's why I created this podcast so that we all can come together and chime in. And I want to invite you guys to come on, you know, some of these podcasts so that you can speak your truth and voice your opinion about the resources you may have. So, yeah, I know, you know, we got to be a clown sometimes. You know,
What's up, Don?
I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. You know, oh, Donna's another one. She worked at Showbiz with me too. We all work together, and we're still, you know, I went live last Saturday, and as people came on, and I was crying, man. I had tears of sorrow, but I seen this person, joy. And my whole memory bank kicked in. I remember you used to be over here. Oh, okay. So Tanya, I don't know if you saw it, but Tina came on and said something. I said, I remember when y'all used to be the 3T over at Todd's house, and it was Tina, Tanya, and Tammy, and y'all was dance group, and Todd wanted to be the 4th T. But I'm like, well, Todd, there's 3 women. What you gonna be in the background? What you gonna put on a wig, motherfucker? So, Tanya just popped up. Do some research on organizations that assisted with Katrina victims. My husband said the Amish community helped rebuild his town and other towns surrounding Louisiana.
That's a good point, Tony.
The Amish community knows how to do it. I mean, there's a movie I want you guys to watch. It's old. This like came out in 89, 87, 86, called Witness. It's starring Harrison Ford, and he's a cop. And a little Amish boy witnesses a murder, and he's about to get killed. But what do you call it? Harrison Ford keeps him from getting killed, but he gets shot. So they take him to the Amish community and hide him. And he learns how the Amish community interacts with each other. They don't have modern technology. They don't have this. When Brother Slade needs to have a new barn put up, they put it up in a day. No BS. They get things done. And the men are all building, and the women are cooking all the meals. And now mind you, I ain't trying to be chauvinistic, but that's what the movie showed. Don't get mad at me for what they're portraying. But because I know somebody will come in here and I don't want to hear that. We're all equal right now. Did you lose your house in the fire? Just shut the hell up, because I did too. So now we're back to square zero. So me and you both got done. So let's go split a hamburger at McDonald's. So shut up. I don't want to hear it. My whole thing is I'm for everybody. Yeah, I don't eat at McDonald's no more. It makes me sick. We can split a vegan steak sandwich and stuff. I don't even do vegan. I don't even. I'm not. Let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic. So
you're talking about the movie.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's what the Amish community does. They get together. They do things. They get it accomplished. They get it done.
Well, so, I'm glad Tanya brought up that subject, because I'm sure there's resources that we're just not even thinking about, and that's definitely not one I would have thought about, and I think that's awesome. So we'll do some research on that and find it. Hopefully, some other resources as well.
And you guys, please share this with other people. We're gonna be doing this every day. Jamal might not be on every day because he's got a family. He's got things to do, but he'll be on as much as he can. Yeah. But also, if you guys want to chime in, like right now, if somebody want to come on right now, I'll send you the link. You can come on right now and speak your truth about what you lost. People need to hear this. This podcast is for stories. Like there's a movie that Halle Berry and Benicio del Toro starred in back in 2009 called Things We Lost in the Fire. And it's really talking about codepending on other people, because it's hard to get through this by yourself. I mean, like even when I was talking to Jamal earlier, and I was like, man, I'm so pissed off. Oh, damn, I forgot about that too. Angie Jones used to work at Showbiz too. We all worked there at the same time.
Yeah.
That was the close-knit family. And I'm going to tell you right now, baby, we had some of the finest girls that worked at Showbiz. Yes, we did. I can't speak for the dudes, but we had some of the finest women, and they were the kindest women. I mean, everybody was bouncy and jovial and happy. And then afterwards, I'm going to say this now because I can. Afterwards, at least me and my boy Fred, that was one of the takes, we get faded off the wine. Because they had beer and wine, right? And I'm going to let somebody, if she comes on and allows me to tell it, I'm gonna speak on a joke we did one night, but she's got to come on and give me permission to do it, and she ain't on here, so I'll hit her up next time. But we had so much fun. We had and the cool thing about working at Showbiz is if your homeboys come in or your homegirls came in, and you wanted to give them something, like you want a pizza, yeah, we ain't got no money, we students. Just buy a bag of chips and have a receipt. I'll make you a deep dish pizza and put it through twice because Showbiz pizza tastes like gum. It's the little kid. No, for real, these little kids.
I don't even remember.
These little kids. Well, if you didn't cook it all the way, these little kids like that nasty, uncooked. But you know what it was? It was on a conveyor belt, and it was timed to make as many pieces as we could. And we was churning them out. Tanya, don't get me started. We all made $4.10. That's what we all made. $4.10 an hour. Oh, she worked at Rudd Fuckers. Rudd Fuckers.
What's there now? Is that where CVS is or Corner Bakery? It was one of those over there.
It was CVS because it was all the way to the back.
All the way in the corner.
Yeah. And Corner Bakery wasn't there. It was an open parking lot.
No, it wasn't.
You can see it all the way across. Mm-hmm. But see, this is the beautiful thing about our town. We can reminisce about things and landmarks and stuff that we, used to... She said, nah. You know what? I love the fact that this thing pops up the comments, man, because it's funny. No. Well, what year was it? Because when I went to PCC in '87, I was making $4.10 an hour working at Lee's Hoagie House on Colorado. And
remember this
because they co-signed for me.
The amount you made and all that stuff.
Well, because I was pissed off that Brian Evans had a 200 SX and every time you rode in his car and you try to holler at a girl in the passenger seat, I always hated on you and rolled the window up. Wow. And so I was like, I'd be damned if I'm gonna sit in your car and get like that. So they co-signed for me to get my first car. I paid $400 a month. I only made $800 a month.
Hey, but you had your car, huh?
I had me a car, boy. I'm telling you right now, it was on and cracking. It depends on what year, Tanya. For '87, it was $4.10 an hour. Okay, I'm sorry, Tanya. I'm like a walking encyclopedia. It's really a gift and a curse.
I remind him of this almost every day. We just talked about it an hour ago.
Well, it's like when you hear a song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you back to a moment. With me, I remember the song when it was played, who was there, what we were doing. What sandwich I was eating there. It was like wild, man. It's like my brain has, they say you don't use but more than 10% of your brain. I think God said, no, I'm going to give you about 16%. And, but it's going to be a gift and a curse because you're going to remember all the bad stuff too. Yeah. Like, things I've seen when I grew up in the manors. Ooh, boy. Mm-hmm. Sherm factories blowing up, walking to the bus stop. Crackheads running down the street butt naked, beating up the police. Well, they weren't even crackhead. It was Sherm. So I lived through the Sherm, the crack, the meth, the opiate, and now the fentanyl era. It's crazy. She said, I wish I could carry him around in my purse.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but only my friends will understand this, but other people won't because I'm hella sarcastic. And if you can't spit some shit out real quick, my brain is functioning too fast.
Oh yeah.
Right.
If you can't keep up with him.
Yeah, because me and Tanya grew up in the manors. Nobody would ever know that because we were young, and it was like. But let me tell you something about growing up in the projects that what it gave us versus anybody else that didn't grow up there or hang out there. There are 3 senses you need to have in life. Book sense, common sense, and street
Street
sense.
sense.
Now, most people have book sense and common sense.
Or some.
But you didn't learn how to keep your head on the swivel until you grew up in the projects. Then you had street sense, because it was a different show every day.
Yeah, I venture to say a lot of folks don't have that common sense though either.
Well,
a lot.
Well, some of them got the street sense. Oh,
yeah, not all three.
But my father used to say to me when I was living in Manners, he said, "Brian, come here, come in the house." And I go, "What?" He goes, "Why are you dumbing yourself down in front of your friends?" I said, "Dad, my friends know how to fight. I don't have any older brothers. So it doesn't make sense for me to be a smart ass and trying to tell them how to do certain stuff. Sometimes you got to keep your mouth shut so you don't have to worry about getting any fights." Well, mind you, I really never had any fights, because I always had some tough ass friends. But the Bloods didn't want me to join the Blood gang because my father was blind and he was doing a lot of stuff in the community. So they said, "Oh no, man, your father needs you to be around, and you can't be, but we'll still be friends, but you won't be a part of this." Then I moved to Altadena and become friends with Rodney King and his family, and his brother Pat King was like one of the hardest Altadena block crips you ever seen in your life. And Pat met me and said, "Oh no, cuz your family blind, your man blind. I cannot, man. You I'd be weighing heavy on my heart." So I've been friends with all of these people, and nobody would ever know I knew them. You know, it's crazy.
Right. That's a good thing. That's another thing about being up in Pasadena, Altadena. I mean, you can be friends with everybody.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Tanya. I wasn't devastated to move out the Manors. It was time. When I got to Altadena, it was time to go. I needed a yard. I needed a dog. I needed to make money cutting yards. I looked at it a different way. So, yeah, you might have had a great time on the west side, but on the east side, on the north side, it was the east. The south side was different. You know, it was worse, man. It was like, I don't know, man. I still go over there. You know, a lot of them hang out in Robinson Park. They're homeless. I go over there, break them shoes and, you know, a little bit of money. Can't give motherfuckers too much money because they'll go and relapse right back to drugs. So, you know, you don't want to be the catalyst that started them off again.
Sure. You just want to help them out. And I want to circle back to something that you had mentioned earlier about when your friend that was putting together the women's group.
Tracy?
Yeah, it's one of those things that we definitely have to look out for the mental health just normally, right? But especially during this period, I think is really important as well, because I think people are just now getting to the point where the adrenaline is kind of slowing down now, because, you know, they had to get out and what have you, but now you got to kind of figure out, okay, not just what to do to get my home back and get my insurance and all this kind of stuff, but what do I do to get my head right? You know, how do I grieve properly and then move on? Because, you know, we both know several people, I mean, just in general, who grieve or stay in that negative space too long. And it's not that you're not supposed to grieve, because you absolutely are. But at some point, you got to kind of put a pause on that and kind of move forward, get some assistance, maybe talk to somebody, meditate, walk, do something where you can actually take a break and then start moving forward so you can actually move beyond this. But it's very important to try to find some resources for that as well.
So, you know me, I'm very transparent and blunt. So I'm going to take what you said and raise you. My roommate, who actually owned the house that I lived in, is a very emotional woman. And she has been crying nonstop. And I hadn't seen her in a week. So on my birthday yesterday, she called me and said, "Brian, I really need a hug." I dropped everything I was doing and drove to Pasadena, and I gave her a hug. Took her to lunch, her and her son, because that was my family for 6 years. And she couldn't stop crying. And I said, "When are your tear ducts going to dry up, girl? Because I didn't even know people had that much water in their bodies." And, you know, my whole point of that is because I know her. She's been like a little sister to me since high school. When I didn't have a place to live in 2019, she opened up her home to me. We became family. I became family. And it's just weird not to be there, you know. And I told her, I said, you know what's weird? And she goes, what? I go, I miss you calling your son's name 1,600 times a day. I miss you telling us to take our shoes off and don't walk through the house with your shoes on. It's a little stupid shit that, you know, I miss, you know, because it was cool, you know, and there was no real rules for me because I was older than her. But, you know, when you go someplace else and you got to adhere to these people's rules and you got to understand this is not your place. They're letting you stay there. But it's irritating because on the one hand, you're not in your own space. So now you feel distraught. You feel displaced. I go through it every day. I wake up, I'm really sad. You know, I'm not in I go to reach for my brush. I haven't shaved or cut my hair because my barbershop has no power. And we can't get up to it anyway. And I'll be damned. So if all y'all barbers out there listening that don't know how to cut fucking hair, because I've tried you, and you failed. I'm not gonna mention your names because I'm not one to badmouth my people in my town. But some of y'all can't cut hair. Some of y'all, and one person in particular knows what I'm talking about. Is always trying to talk about. Let me color your hair. Get out my face. This is what I look like. So if I look like Shady Grady, let me look like Shady Grady. I don't look in the mirror. I'm looking at myself right now. I don't give a damn what I look like. Yeah, so what? It ain't about what I look like. It's like what's in here. And what I do for people every day. I can shave all this off and look handsome again. But right now, I'm not in a handsome mood. I'm in a keeping it real. Don't say nothing. Don't start none, won't be none type of mode. So, but I'm having PTSD. I just start crying for no reason. Like today, I don't want to cry right now. It's kind of weird because, you know, they say real men don't cry. Well, fuck you. Real men gotta cry.
Real humans cry. How about
that? Only real women will understand when a man cries. Like, you know, I've been in several relationships. And I would come home after being at a client or somebody upset me, and I would sit in the car for 30 minutes so that I could not bring the problems that I had just gone through into the house, because it's not fair to the person that I was with at the time to have to endure that. But
was it reciprocated?
No, yeah. I had to also leave space up here in my mentals to deal with what she was going to come at me with regarding her day. So it was like a catch-22, because if I come home and vent, man up, you know, that's what we always got. You know, just like Chris Rock said, and this is true, it's no way around it. Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Men are loved on the condition that they provide support. I'm not going to say financial, because it doesn't have to be financial all the time. Support means, are you listening to me? Yeah, in fact, I'm taking notes so that everything that you're saying, I'm a solutionist. I want to make your thing better. If somebody's job is has to harass them, I want to go up there and shoot them so that ends their life and you can be happy. Just joking. But I'm just saying that's the kind of thought process I have. I'm always trying to fix. Word. But I don't say anything. But in the background, I'm trying to figure out what kind of solution could I bring that will actually make her feel better, so that when we go to sleep at night, we're both going to sleep calm, you know. So thank you, Daphne. I appreciate that, because, you know, when I put a mask on, I look like an old white man. Well, I didn't. No, I'm gonna have to go back, man. If y'all look back on my Facebook photos, you're gonna see some Neapolitan hair color styles, boy. I'm telling you, I had this girlfriend back in 2015. She wanted to color my hair, but she didn't want to keep it up. So when my hair would grow out, it would be black, brown and gray. I look like them ice creams, vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, all in one. Baby. Don't like that look, so I'd rather look like my father than to look like. You ever seen those people with the beards and it's painted? And
oh yeah.
So I'm not knocking West Angeles Church, but I went there with a friend a couple Sundays ago. Come on, man. And the choir people. This is facts. That's facts. You don't have to go to the church to see it yourself. West Angeles has an app. Feel free to go in there and enjoy the laughter, and some good church speeches and stuff like that. But when they zoom in on the people and the guys got the paint and you can see it, it looked like took a marker and was like, I gotta hurry up and get this right. And these graves is coming back in. Come on, man. Embrace your natural abilities, your natural action. Stop. I know. Okay, Don, I'm sorry.
You are wrong for that.
It's true. I told y'all I'm transparent and blunt. I can't help it. I can't help it.
You gotta hold on to that one.
My job here is to be the Altadena comic relief. And they shouldn't have never gave me a platform.
Hey, because I'm straight, man.
I mean, here's the thing though, and don't get me wrong, everybody that's on here that knows we're from our town.
Oh yeah.
The thing that we do best is bag, crumb, snap, whatever you want to call it during your generation. And so growing up in the Manors, everybody used to bag on my dad because he was blind. And they'd be like, that's why your daddy blind. And everybody go, ooh, his daddy blind. And then when I come back with mine, they want to beat me up. And you know what I say? Well, that's why your daddy ain't around. He don't live with you. Oh, now I get chased home.
You're definitely wrong for that one.
Well, don't start, none won't be none. That's how I tell you. Don't start, none won't be none.
Exactly.
But yes, Tanya, we need therapy now, not after this. That's why I'm doing this podcast. We need this now, that we can catch. We're gonna get to. See, I see the comments before you guys. So if I laugh on something that's serious, don't be mad because the next.
Are they coming up automatically, or are you putting them up?
No, they pop up and then I put them up.
Oh, okay.
So as people are commenting, they put them up. So like some people come in here and hack your platform, and I got to go over there and ban them. So people don't get to see that. But
so
Tanya, we're going. This is our therapy starting now. Seriously, it's been a week, and I've cried almost as much as my roommate. But I cry because I go to reach for something that's not there anymore. And I always tell people it's just stuff. I got my life. But when the stuff is hindering me from working, then it's frustrating. But so, you can't, there's no sentence or phrase you can say to anybody that's going to make them feel better. We all have a different form of PTSD. Tanya lives in Texas. Her mom lives way out in, I don't even know what the name of the town is, by a Big Bear. But her brother lost his home, and I watched it burn. And I remember going over there for family functions. Now, mind you, I'm not part of the family. But Tanya always considers me her play cousin because we've known each other for so long. And me and her was like brother and sister. We always did stuff together. People thought we was going together. That's how much we hung out. But, needless to say, all the dudes that since I was hanging out with her all the time, it was like, hey man, what's happening with her? And I'm like, man, that's my sister, man. And don't try to holler at her because I'm gonna give you a bad rap. Shut up, get out of my face, move along.
Just leave her alone.
So we'll change the subject. So she want me to sing Bubbly Brown Sugar.
Wow, we are
that was straight from What's Happening. But when you look at What's Happening, that's what we look like. We grew up. The place was shoddy. The clothes were bummy, but nobody paid attention to that because it was all about your friendships. Yeah. Nobody cared about what shoes you had on because moms used to. I would just break it down. Moms used to buy my shoes from Boys Market across the street from the Manors. They was $5 Bubble Yum fake Converse, low tops. Right?
Damn.
We didn't go to Payless. That was upper echelon for my mom. But yet she had the purses. the everything. I know she watching it. So, Mom, if I'm putting you on blast and you come over here, I got facts. I used to go to school and wear the shoes out until them stoles start clapping.
Oh, definitely.
Playing kickball. My mom would take some great duct tape and say, boy, you got to wait till payday. Put this around and turn the shoes.
Get them back out there now.
Of course, I'm going to school with wraparound shoes. They look like plain wrap. I got bagged on for 2 days and after that it stopped because, I mean, what else can you say? So I learned that in order to not get bagged on, I bagged on myself first. So it took away the ammunition. That's how I learned how to manipulate the scenario. So couldn't nobody get me then.
So this dude got his style from you? From
no, he got his style from growing up just like me.
But rep bagging on himself first?
Yeah, because you get tired of it after a while. You're going to have two things going on. You're either going to go into a depression or you're going to snap back. And the only way to snap back on somebody is to talk about yourself first. That way you take away all the ammunition from them. Then you can say, I already said that. What's the deal? But let's not talk about that third finger you got on your toe. You know what I'm saying? Tracy just popped up. Self-care is crucial now and no one is sleeping. You can see these Louis Vuitton luggage under my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I get on FB 2, 3, 4 in the morning and the Dean and friends are up to the trauma that triggers the hysteria. You're right. That's why I used to go live different times of the day. It shocked me yesterday when I went live at like 5:30 in the morning because
somebody was on.
It was 1,500 people looked at that before I got off of it. I was like, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And because Facebook be trying to rip you off. They don't tell you how many people be on. So you be feeling like you're talking to yourself. Mm-hmm. So that's the trick right there. So unless you see comments like this platform I'm using, unless you can see the comments, you won't ever know. Because when I'm live, I don't really see the comments because sometimes they pop up, sometimes they don't. Even though I swipe over to see them pop up so I can comment and create interaction with the people who are talking or commenting. This platform I'm using now, it allows not only you to see the comments, but everybody else because your comments are important. You don't say them unless you want them to be heard. And that's why I love this podcast because I have the ability to show everyone what everyone is saying. And this is why I'm glad. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being on here and coming on because we need a place. And I want to invite you on. I can have up to 6 people on here. So if you guys even want to come on now today is I know y'all probably got your hair done. I know how you women do it. I will make the bonnet chronicles too. I mean, you want to come on with your bonnet? Remember, when it was pandemic, I didn't comb my hair. Y'all saw how big my hair got. I went into the Altadena sandwich company, and I got my sandwich. And when it got handed to me, they said, "Here you go, pops."
Wow! I know you didn't see that one coming.
I didn't because I ain't looking in the mirror. I got on pajamas every day. You
get in the car and look in the mirror like, damn.
Right. So. Yes, Don. For all you people that come in late, I will be doing this every day at 10, except on Saturday and Sunday. I might be coming on at noon because Saturdays I do a lot of stuff between 10 and 12 for the community. And Sundays, well, now the distillers aren't on, I'll probably be coming on. But that's the day I usually do podcasts for other people. I'm their engineer and stuff. Kind of going to be difficult because, again, I don't have all my equipment. I don't have all my equipment, so I don't know when I'm going to be doing it on Sunday. Mark says, great use of the platform. Mark, you need to come on too because you're a Pasadena native, and we need to talk about. In fact, Mark owns a cigar lounge out, and Mark, please put the information out because I can't remember, and I'm a bad friend because I ain't been there yet. And he's invited me out several times.
It's a dope spot. I've actually been out there. You definitely got it.
Oh, you went out there without me? Oh, so you're doing things without me now, huh?
Me and Podge went out there.
Oh, you and Podge?
Yeah, okay. We went out there. We were talking. I
thought I was your best friend. Okay.
You are, bro. Come on.
I'm gonna have to call Podge and tell him to start staying at home.
But the spot is dope because he got the cigar lounge where you can kick back, smoke a nice cigar. But he also got the podcast section over there too, so we could do a podcast over there probably one day. That'd be dope.
Mark, if that's a possibility, I will bring this platform to your plateau and we will promote your shop, and I will take my screen off the back so people can see people smoking the cigars and get your thing promoted. Because Star Click Media, what's our model? Let us show you. Don't play around. Emil gave us that, by the way.
For sure.
Shout out to Emil Menzie. That's always right. Down. He supports everybody.
Talked to him a couple days ago. It's been a minute too.
Now, Don, that's the main reason why I created this podcast. Well, me and Jamal. Actually, it's Jamal's idea because he was like, "You're going live all the time, man. Why don't you create a podcast?" I said, "Why don't you shut the hell up? Because I'm already doing too much."
You got more in you, man. Come on, you got more.
I know, but yeah. So there's a list. Mark says, "Where can I volunteer?" And Dawn says she needs to know what's going on as far as drop-offs and stuff. So, and where volunteers needed. So there's a spreadsheet that my boy, Brandon Bolin, does. And by the way, Brandon Bolin has had his 713th podcast that he's done. I was on there for the inauguration podcast back in 2017 when it was just me and him. And I was just saying, I'm not even on it. I'm just listening because he would just do them. One thing about Brandon, and I got to get him on here, man, is he is intelligent. He does more for this community than you will ever see. And I don't know if he's watching this right now. In fact, I didn't give them the link. So I should have, because I get in a whole bunch of groups. So next time I'll be putting the group information in there, so you'll be able to join the group. So basically, I get information shot to me daily since now I'm the mouthpiece of Altadena, and there's a list. Actually, let me go to my. I'll post it for you right now.
And
it's an ongoing.
Just so you guys know, we're going to get better with providing the intel that we're talking about, like the resources. We'll be able to post them and have a better location, or not. What was it? Not repository.
Okay, so
we'll have a better repository of information, so you guys.
Oh wait. When we were talking about this earlier, though, Jamal said.
And I know
what is that? What's the word I'm looking for? I said, yeah, we need to have a place where we can put everything. And he said, yeah, we need to have a suppository. And I said, yeah, because we need all the information up our butts. And that's what we need.
I knew the word I was looking for. And
I know.
It sounded like that.
He said repository. So it's a repository.
Let's keep that between you and I, man. Come on.
No, people need to know how stupid we are. So just, whatever.
All right.
Trust me.
So
the whole thing is when I go live, it ain't always serious. I don't be coming on there with Ted Koppel. I'm sitting in front of the house that is burned down. Oh, hold on. I'm getting some information. Yes, there are 4 houses now that have burned down right next to each other. I know. I was there when it happened.
We ebb and flow.
I'm not there. That's not me.
And real and all the good stuff.
Right.
And we want to hear from you guys too. Like those comments are amazing. But
in fact, who wants to come on here right now? I'll send you the link. Who wants to come on?
Yeah.
Somebody, anybody. Mark, you want to come on? Because you still ain't popped up your information. Thousands of people are watching this. You're not taking advantage of your free marketing. What you over there smoking a cigar? What you eating that? You over there eating that Leroy's? What you doing? Because that's Mark's favorite spot. Every time we meet, he goes, "Hey, let's meet at Leroy's in Monrovia."
That spot's so small.
Leroy. Yeah, we get there. No, we get there at like 7 in the morning on a Tuesday. Ain't nobody there. So
open up.
Yeah, they barely open. So we can get in there and we can get all of the soup kitchen amenities. All of the bland potatoes.
Oh, man.
No, I'm gonna just tell you.
Yes to what?
That's his favorite spot.
Oh, heck yeah.
but oh you indeed? Oh, you want to come on? So okay, let me messenger you the link, and you can pop on here, brother, because we always want to have people to come on and speak what they're talking about. And as soon as I can find you, there you go. Wait, one more. Let's go back. Okay, so Mark, I'm going to send this to your messenger, and then just click in. I'll see you in the green room. And then once you come in, you'll be popping on. Now, also, we're going to use this platform to, if you got something you want to promote, come on in, man. People want to hear from you. I mean, if your business is open, if you have resources, like Tracy did. After I get off of here, I'm going to discuss with her how to, the grant writing situations. I'm going to give her some of the things that I've used to get grants. So just so you know, I sit on 7 nonprofit boards. 2 of them are active in Pasadena, and 2 of them are actively getting money. So one of the active ones that are getting money is the one I sit on in Minneapolis called the Citizen Father Foundation. And they're all about helping fathers get custody of their children, get into rehab, become better fathers. Because majority of the grants that are out there are to really help fathers, because fathers are the keys to families. You know, the welfare system was created to keep the father out of the home. So, you saw the movies like Claudine and stuff where James Earl Jones is trying to date a woman who's got 5 kids and she's on welfare, and every time he brings her gifts, they got to hide the toaster and hide the and the social workers coming over always checking stuff, and it's always a white social worker in a black family setting. I never understood welfare until I got older and had to go on it myself. My wife got sick. She couldn't work. She was actually the breadwinner. Back in '92, she was making like $3,500 a month, and I was making $1,500 a month. But in my relationship, I've always been the thinker. So I said, let's live off my salary so that if anything ever happens, we can afford to be where we are. When she got pregnant with my son, she got real sick, had morning sickness real bad to the point where she had to quit her job. So for 3 months, we lived off my salary. Now, mind you, I drink beer. Back then, I drank a lot of beer, stressed out. I got a little daughter that's 2 years old. I got a bun in the oven, with my wife, and I'm stressing out because I don't make enough money. So I'm drinking Schaefer and near beer. That costs $2 a 6-pack. That don't get you drunk, but it gives the illusion that you're drunk.
You go through the process. It's like you're practicing drinking.
Right. And so looks like my boy popped on, and he looked like he driving down the street. We're going to bring Mark on in here. What's happening, Mark?
What up, Mark?
You on, buddy? You looking like you can't hear you. Your sound is nil. That's because you were muted. So unmute your mic. Says your mic isn't connected. See, these are the difficulties that we're going to experience. He looking like that old man when you first got social media and you want to take a picture.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
hear you now.
Yo, what's up?
What up, bro?
Man, everything's wonderful. I mean, regardless, I'm blessed and highly favored no matter what it looked like. And I just drove around, and from where I can get access to, bro, what you guys are talking about is extremely important, because people feel that they're by themselves because they don't have a voice. You're giving people an opportunity to utilize their voice and say something. It's just very interesting because, I mean, you've seen what the news, how they portray it, and totally forget what's really going on. Because, I mean, the Bible says that the rain falls on the rich as well as the poor. Well, as you can see right now, the rich and the poor have both been reduced to the same thing. So all these people who are really tripping off the fact that they got money and they think they had it going on now have absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
We have the same thing in common, which is life. And so I'm hoping that, you know, this situation definitely, I mean, like you said earlier, that Altadena it's a neighborhood. It's a village, because we all grew up together and everybody knows everybody. And, you know, that's some of the things that people don't pay attention to. They ask me, oh, you from Dena? I'm like, yeah, you know, that's a 9-mile wide city, but everybody knows everybody.
Right.
And the thing about it, though, is that I'm hoping that that obviously based on the posts I've seen on Facebook, whatnot, and, you know, We Are Dena and all that, I'm just hoping that it continues to stay that way. You guys have also said that, you know, don't sell. I have 2 aunts that lost homes, 81 and 75-year-old women, and they absolutely have nothing. So it's just very heartbreaking. You know, I live on the far east side, but, you know, I came back today. I was like, look, I got to get my hands dirty, bro, because, you know, this is my home, bro. I mean, I'm talking to my kids because all 3 of my kids were born in Dena. 2 were at St. Luke. 1 was at Huntington. But what's interesting, that because they see the pride that I have in my city, I say, you know, you had the same pride. Y'all was born there too. So, you know, that type of thing. So it's just encouraging for especially Black folks, but especially Black men, to step up and do some things that, you know, you guys have been doing it for a long time. So, you know, 8
years, baby.
Well, like I said,
coming up on our 10-year anniversary. I ain't never been in the company this long with friends ever in my life.
What you say, with friends?
Yeah, with friends. I've been in companies, but
yeah, that part right there, right?
That part. No, but you know, hey man, like I said, it's the lounge. Unfortunately, we had to relocate. We had some issues. It was in San Bernardino, still in San Bernardino. We just moved. I know it's on Mount Vernon. I don't have the number right offhand, but I will post it. We do have a spot. We got a couple other things jumping off too. Jamal knows we had conversation. Those things are moving in the right direction. We had to wait for some city court.
Oh, so now y'all talking to each other and don't include me? So that's how it's working? It's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. I hate both of y'all.
You know what,
we talking
Brian?
cigar
You know what,
business
Brian?
only.
I'm messing with you.
But I'm gonna mess with you back. You know how you talk about you doing stuff without me, but you claim that you called me and told me something, and yeah, we didn't have that conversation. So I don't know if it's another mark. Yeah, bro, see, now we gonna play it.
That's that old man. Another mark.
Wait, you just turned 58, right?
Yeah.
You old man. you
right behind me.
Yeah, but still, you're still older than me. It don't matter. So, you know, you got that sometimes jumping off. So
sometimes. Not all timers.
But
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, bro. It ain't all the time. It's sometimes. But
you know, that's what I love about my people. They keep it real.
Well, here's the thing that we're just doing right here, that I'm hoping that those who are watching, paying attention to, we were all laughing.
Yep.
Right. That's the whole point.
In the time of the situation, I mean, and you gotta laugh at yourself, bro. You gotta. I mean, you talking about bagging on yourself first. I mean, if you think about it, that's how Richard Pryor did it. He talked trash about himself before he dumped up in anything else. So you really couldn't point your finger. The problem is that most people point their fingers, but there are 3 fingers pointing back at you. So I always say, what are those 3 lessons that you should be learning based off this situation? Because it's easy to point a finger. The problem is you're 3 times more responsible than what you're doing pointing it at the other person. So
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate
it. And Mark, you always keep me in check, bro. That's what I love about you.
We all do, right? Keep each other in check.
Well,
That's
we're
a beautiful
supposed to
thing.
do.
For sure.
We are my brother's keeper, right?
Yep. Shout out to Kirk Devon too. Saw that post. Big ups to you, man.
I sent Kirk a video of his house burning down because Elliot burned down, and there was a video that I put up on So You Think You're from Pasadena, and I guess the group was getting so overwhelmed with posts that they just shut the group down.
Damn, really?
Yeah, it was so strange. It's not there anymore. So, but you know me, every time I see a video, I download it because I got the ability to do that. So I got the video. I might even be able to show it. Let's see.
That's cool. While you look for that, let me speak to Don's other comment about, for those that don't want to sell, hopefully you want to sell the folks to, other folks who want to be from Dina. That is something that not just Brian and I have talked about, but there's some of your other classmates like Wendell Harris and Stanley Jackson and some other of the brothers. We actually had a conversation last night about trying, and it's somewhat similar to what Brian and I are trying to do about bringing resources to everybody, but also to bring the message that, hey, if you can build, we want to bring rebuild, we want to bring resources to you to make sure that you know how to do it the proper way, and maybe even talk about collaborating with others in the same area so that you can actually pull together resources to use, maybe the same contractor, same architect, same builder, same electricians, and all that kind of thing, right? But also, if they don't want to rebuild, then possibly resell to someone that does want to stay, like maybe, and we don't want to limit it to Black folks, although, that is something we're kind of close to, obviously, right? But that's one of the things that make Altadena so awesome is the diversity, right? So maybe as long as we can try to, at least for the first, lack of a better phrase, first right of refusal, if you don't want to sell to somebody who actually will keep up the integrity of the city by buying, then that's what we're trying to encourage folks to do as well.
Right.
And more information again is going to come. I asked y'all to be patient with us because we just kind of threw this together in the last minute, and we do keep talking about having resources like I mentioned earlier, or Brian has mentioned, so we'll get better about providing that to you each day as we move along.
Mark, you have anything else you want to jump in and say?
Well, I think to the point with Jamal just said in regards to selling, you said earlier in the podcast in regards to it being a legacy, passing on legacy. Why don't you give a new family who might not necessarily have an opportunity to have it because it didn't get passed down to them, an opportunity to buy it to build legacy for their family.
Right.
And,
I mean,
and another thing is, and I just want to say this real quick. So I'm in financial services, and so this thing has really hit me hard because of the fact that how many people not only just lost a home, but you lost an opportunity to, one, make money, but also is an opportunity now, because it is a new year as well, is to possibly create your own financial plan.
Sure.
Because you're going to have to start over.
Slate.
You got to, so those kind of things. So I'll put out my, you can hit me at Mark DeMoica on Instagram, or at Marky D Official Instagram, to just DM me and we can have a conversation about it. I can give you the information later so you guys can post it on your next shows or whatever. But it's free of charge, sitting down and just having conversations with people, trying to get them on the right track. I believe also, with the situation you said earlier, Brian, like you're only paying property taxes, so you're not paying insurance. The thing about it is you don't understand what it took to get the house.
Exactly.
Okay, so you have it, but in order to keep it, you need to have your stuff in order. And so if you don't have your whole financial, from a budget to all those other things that are needed, and because we've never been told, so they're hoping that, like you said, don't sell. But the problem is because these sharks are out because they know what the land's worth.
Yes.
And I've said it many years, when I moved out of Pasadena, I watched the whole transformation of Old Town change. I used to work in Old Town when it was Hookers Row. I remember when it was,
yes.
Now it's on the far east of Colorado, but that was the whole spot. I remember emails, buying clothes from emails. So, but the thing about it was I just watched the transformation of what Lincoln and Lake was the borders, and then also Colorado and up. So you realize that where they really put black folks in a box. And then the fact that I remember 80% of the city workers were black, used to own in Pasadena. So you could go home for lunch.
Right.
Now you living in Victorville, Lancaster, and now you gotta, pay for lunch and you gotta pay on your car. So it's like, if you're offering you 1.5, it's worth 3 million at least. So those are the kind of things that, there's a lot of resources. I mean, there's a lot of things that nobody's really talking about yet because they really don't know, because it had already been in place and really didn't know what was really jumping off. I mean, now it gives us an opportunity to let the generations below us. So like my kids, we're making sure that they got everything, all their legal papers and all that other stuff scanned and on the zip drive. So they don't, if anything decides to happen, they don't have to worry about it. Now, yes, you want to put it in a fireproof safe and all that other stuff, but at least you've got it documented somewhere else, where now when you go to FEMA, you have no idea. They can't prove anything other than your ID, but you don't have no other information. So
one of the things I always tell people to do, every Gmail account has a G drive, and every Gmail account gets 15 gigs of space. Scanning those documents and putting them in G drive takes up like 1 megabyte. That's nothing. So put it there. Have a copy on the zip drive, like you said, but definitely, because you never know. You put it on the zip drive. You might have that zip drive could be in the house and burned up.
I get it.
So you have your phone.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go.
No, all I was gonna say was that's information nobody knew. I didn't know, so I just found out. Thank you very much.
So to piggyback on what Mark was saying, I mean, in addition to knowing different ways to prepare should something like this happen again, it's also the opportunity, and you alluded to this as well, is we can increase financial literacy, and not just financial literacy, but just like day-to-day home ownership, what you really need to do in order to keep the house and make sure that future generations can actually hold on to it. Maybe in the as people get more secure with rebuilding or whatever they do, even if they move, to get some knowledge about maybe putting a house in a trust or something along those lines. It's some literacy that we weren't taught in the schools. I know a lot of people complain about it, especially now, because I mean, even back in the day, we had trades when we were in school. We had auto shop, we had wood shop, metal shop, and all those kind of things. So you could, if you weren't going to college, you actually had a skill coming out of high school that you can deal with. But one of the things that we all need is that financial literacy. And for those who maybe don't even know what we know, now is definitely a clean slate to really start from scratch, no matter how old they are. I mean, I know it's tougher. I mean, some of the older folks aren't going to be around for a bit, but if they don't have, if they can gain a little bit of knowledge about what they didn't know before, how they can avoid possibly being in a bad situation, they can pass some of that information along, and future generations can be better. We who are here, and then those who are behind us, can actually be in a better place.
Okay, so on a lighter note, I'm going to pop this up here. This is what the city puts out, or somebody puts out every day, for the resources that are going to be available on those days. Now, this is a Google Sheets document, and it is very long link. So I just shortened it right now and made it a bit.ly link. So you're going to go to bit.ly/Altadena-resources. When you click on that link, it's going to take you to a spreadsheet that, like today is Thursday the 16th. The YMCA needs volunteers from 9 to 7. If they're accepting donations is unknown. Santa Anita Racetrack is open through gate 3. It's from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. They need volunteers needed to sort and distribute, and they're accepting donations. They're accepting water and electrolytes, Gatorade, coconut oil for volunteers only. No community donations, as location is closed to the public. So it's going to tell you who to ask for. Some of them say just show up. Others have a link to click here to volunteer. American Legion is in Alhambra. They need volunteers to sort, take in donation, organizing food prep. They need plastic to-go containers with lids, Ziploc bags, disposable gloves, masks, all pet donations for all animals, infant, everything. No need to register. Contact Courtney or Angelica. So this will be the resource that you're going to go to every day. And it's got Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So as they happen, they're going to provide this for you. So this is the reason, another reason why I wanted to get on this podcast. So when you have resources that are available, you need to actually share them with us. Go to Bitly, make a short link, because some of these links are like too long to put on here, and I don't want to bombard you guys with unnecessary stuff and you can't take advantage of the resource.
That's perfect.
So let me know if you guys can see that link and you've actually clicked on it. I don't think it's clickable. I don't know if we even have that capability yet, but once we do have it, in the meantime, I just posted up here so you can get to it. And once again, that's bit.ly, bit.ly/Altadena-resources. Simple, to the point, and type it in, as it is. It's case sensitive. Don't type capital A because it won't go to it. But that's where we are with it. So, if you need any other information, you can always hit me up at that email right there, brian@styleclickmedia.com. That's going across the screen at the bottom. Operators are standing by, mainly me.
Mine is Jamal@styleclickmedia.com too, if you want to reach out to me.
And so, you got three brothers on here that's like, we only like 1-2 years apart. We grew up with each other. We're basically just on here to give you the information that you need. Each one of us has a unique thing that we can bring to the table. I want to go back to Tanya had posted up. Sadly, some people may have to sell. Rebuilding in this economy may be impossible for some. Now, I got to say something. You're not rebuilding next week. You're rebuilding in 2 years. We have to wait until the power lines get put back up. That could take 3 months. We got to wait until the water, sewer, and all that stuff is. Remember, people's stuff burned down and left pipes open. Gas leaks were forming. That's why the fires really got fed, because once your stove disconnects from the gas, it's going to ignite the thing even more. That's why it looked like the house was burning, because the gas pipe inside the house is burning. Now, some of the restaurants around town were still open, but guess what? They had to shut down because the gas had to get shut down. The water had to get shut down. There's no power because they had to shut down certain grids to be able to couple things together again. So take into consideration what is happening. Claims adjusters are going by satellite images to determine if they're going to give you your money now or if your structure is still standing. That's another thing that they're using. Now we have a resource that I'll find later. It won't be today, and you can look it up, I guess. They're showing you what zones are safe to go in. They got the red zone, which means they still got fires smoldering that could flare up anytime. They got the yellow zone, which is now curfew at 6 p.m. I was up at Franklin Elementary yesterday and at Courtney's house, and her son said that they just now lifted the curfew, so you don't necessarily have to be in by 6 now.
Oh, good.
Some of them wanted you to leave by 6 p.m. Now, this changes daily, so don't go by what I just said, because that was yesterday. The wind could change. The yellow zone could turn into the red. So stop watching the news, because that's the worst resource you can get. Local people are going, no, for real, because that's sensationalism and drama to kill you. Oh,
well, no, but they want you to
be
scared.
They want
to control the narrative.
Of course.
And that's why we need people like us to come on here and with your resources. Like both of you guys are in real estate and been in real estate. Mark's been more financial. Well, I don't know, Jamal. Jamal's got skills. I still don't know.
You said you still don't know.
I know, because man, I be like, what you do? Well, I do the sub-solicitor federal presumptions of your law firm with the exquisite.
Hey, look at TV, but definitely try to listen to what people with boots on the ground are talking about too, because there oftentimes is a difference, right? So people on boots on the ground definitely have more knowledge about what's going on.
Right after I leave here, of course, I got about 19 bags of clothes that I'm going to take straight to the Santa Anita racetrack to donate. And I'm going to go live from there so that you can see.
It's huge.
Yeah. But I want people to see that they can come here. You got parking. You got this. You got that. Please, people, don't be bougie. I'm not going to wear that person's socks. Now, I will not wear your underwear. I'm going to tell you that right now. That I will not. I don't want your little skid marks rubbing up against my luscious skin. You know what I'm saying?
Is it luscious?
Luscious skin?
Is it luscious? Really?
Luscious. My shit's supple. I'll take now, mind you, I've been stressed out. So, where I'm not lying. I'm just giving you the real.
Okay.
I use Dr.
Okay, we don't need to know this.
I use the lavender with the Epsom salt bath. I've been taking baths.
Sorry, y'all.
Hey,
you can plug it.
Just picture the image. Jamal. Listen, and it'll come together. It'll come together. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Just remember Scarface when he was in the bathtub with the cigar.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing. Right.
This is what it's all about, man.
Yeah, man. I'm taking that bubble bath, man. My skin is supple, man.
Don't worry.
You feel that? You feel my tushy, man? You feel how soft my tushy is? You want a piece of it? There you go, Mike. He's got the cigar, Mike.
That's right.
Jamal, you should be promoting your brand right now. Huh?
That's at a later time. This is not the time.
Classic Ash, baby. Classic Ash.
Yeah, classic Ash.
Normally, I don't have a hat, but I don't have
talking all that ass.
Right. Now, we'll
do
that later for sure.
That's what I'm going to be doing today is going to the Santa Anita racetrack after I have a lunch, a birthday lunch that I've been invited to. I got to take advantage of that because I'm starving like Marvin. I think we've been on here an hour. Damn. We've been on here an hour and 20 minutes.
And a half. Yeah.
Jeez.
So one of the things I quickly want to say that was shared with me last night on the group call I was on was from one of the brothers who actually is kind of going through the process. He lost his house and he's trying to find some stuff. One of the things he was suggesting is if you can go down to, I believe it's the assessor's office, county assessor's office he mentioned El Monte, where you can actually get a copy of your plans of your home. So you'll actually, should you want to rebuild, you can actually see, have the basic dimensions and all that kind of stuff. Because there are some people who basically, you'll be able to use that for the relief process, I think, for your insurance and what have you, but also should you want to rebuild. And what he had also said was, one of the other brothers was saying from a home that's built like in the early 1900s, they may not have that data. So what they were going to do is do some research about some of the historical societies, because a lot of the information that the county places, the county offices get rid of because they're quote unquote old or what have you. A lot of the historical societies actually gather those. They had mentioned Altadena, but we don't even know if that survived because supposedly it was up on Lake near across the street from Easy Stop, up down from Webster's, and I think a lot of those buildings may have been destroyed. But we'll get more specific information on that. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there right now because it popped in my mind. But we'll get more details to be more specific soon.
Now, I think it was Stacy Dove or Antoinette put it up, and it was the tax assessor is going to, if your house has been totally destroyed, this tax assessor is going to zero out your tax assessment. But they're going to give you'll be able to build up to 120% of the value. So say if your house is worth 1.2 million, you can build up to your comes up to 1.5 million. So make sure you go to the tax assessor's website to get more information. But as of right now, you will not be paying any property taxes probably for the next 2 years for these particular properties because there's nothing there. So that's a plus.
Yeah, save a little money for a bit. That's right.
Jeff Cathcart said it didn't, and we don't even know what you're answering to, bro. It didn't? It didn't what? Okay, so we'll drop that. We'll wait till you come back and say more. Come on, man. We want to give you guys you got to tell us what you're talking about, because I can't pop up. Yeah, I said it. I don't know what that means. But we're gonna get off of here, man. It's been 1 hour and 29 minutes. Actually, 90 minutes. That's what we're gonna try to. Oh, it didn't burn down. That's what he meant. He said the building didn't burn down.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because I didn't know what it didn't mean. You know I'm a clown, so you got to be literal with me. So it didn't burn down, and Jeff is another one that is always keeping boots to the ground. So Jeff, come on and chime in whenever you need to. I'm a clown, so when I see half stuff, then it's like, okay. He said historical place burned. Here we go with the subject, no predicate. But I guess he'll put, like, before you hit enter, just say the whole thing, and then we can pop it up there. Trying to give people information. But I'm going to pop the resource up here one more time for this last minute before we get out there. I hope you guys see it. Please, this is a comprehensive list. It's updated every day. I'm going to mention it every time. And
yeah, it's thorough. Very comprehensive.
Okay, Renee Brown just put up something that is of value. Property tax on the land value, since there's not a structure to appraise and tax is not based on future value. So you guys that know mortgage and stuff, now I'm going to tell you how the insurance is working based on what I've learned from certain people who have gotten their amount. If your house is worth 1.2 million, you're getting about, it depends on your insurance company, but the ones I've talked to, they are being offered 400,000. It only costs about 250 to 300,000 to build your same house back up. So just remember that. That's why they're offering you that 1/3. Also, what was that thing I was talking about, Jamal?
Which
allocated additional living expenses.
Oh,
if you have ALE coverage on your insurance, that right there, they're going to give you like 1/3 of what you're supposed to get for living expenses. You're not going to be able to get back to your spot for 2 years. And that's the bottom line. There's got to be a lot of debris cleanup. They got to check. Ash has got to be removed. A lot of people whose houses are still standing are going to suffer from ash, which ash can turn into mold, which mold can turn into mold spores, which could give you brain damage. So you're going to need there's going to be a lot of environmental agencies up here trying to make sure it's even safe for those people whose structures were not touched to be able to be habitable again.
And even with that, nowadays with the smoke smell being out of the air, there's still those fine particulates and bad stuff in the air that we may not be able to see. So it's still very important to wear some masks while you're out there until we really get the all clear. Because like I told you guys earlier, there's a couple of relatives who are having some respiratory issues right now, and it's kind of probably dealing with the fact that they haven't been having masks when they're outside. And I've done that a lot myself, so I'm gonna start wearing a mask a little bit more when I'm out.
Well, I think we can shut it down now because we've been on for a long time. We've given a lot of information. I'm glad to see that people were able to come on and chime in. And I'm glad that this platform is available for us to now be on because, we need it.
And what Brian was saying, if you have resources, let us know. And if there's any questions or things you want us to find out about, let us know that too. We'll do some research for everybody too.
Well, before we go off, Jeff just put info received today. Nobody in burn area can return until they are done with cadaver search and assess all infrastructure damages. Said most surviving homes in burn district will probably be red tagged. So that's another good piece of information that people need to know. Please, everybody, share this video with everybody you know, because we're going to come on every day with new information. and we're trying to become the hub for the city because we know the city and we are the city. We are the people of this city. So it doesn't make sense for somebody to come outside. And I appreciate Ben Crump bringing attention to this and holding town meetings, but he's gonna be here for 5 days and leave. He's not gonna be here every day. We're here every day. When I get off of here, I'm driving to Altadena to go through making donations and telling you where the resources are. So please, people, let's get together. Let's make this happen. And please, if you got some information to say, please chime in. You know, we want to promote you. If your business is still open, come on and tell us your business is still open so we can support you.
No doubt.
Because we're a town. We eat. You know what? I miss gyms.
Word.
I truly miss gyms. I miss Smokehouse Barbecue next to gyms where the ice cream shop was. I miss Matt's Pharmacy. I used to read comic books there when I walked home from school. Miller's Liquor is still there. You know that structure? They just built a brand new apartment structure on the corner of Figueroa and Lincoln.
Across from Miller's, yep.
Everybody in the neighborhood hated it until the fire came. Want to know why? Because the wind was blowing and that structure stopped the fires from coming down Figueroa. That's why E-Dub's house is still there. That's why the Harmon's house is still there. That's why a lot of people that live on that street house is still there.
Yeah.
Because that building stopped the wind from blowing the embers over. So now everybody loves that place.
Huh.
It's ugly still. Don't fit there. But hey, it protected the neighborhood. And that's a documentary in itself. So Jeff says most people in the area won't be up for at least 4 to 8 weeks because so toxic. FEMA will clean up the debris. EPA has to treat debris before cleanup.
Yep.
That's a lot of good information to know. So when you go up at these spots looking at it like my dumb self didn't do, now I got masks in the car, take a mask and put it on and walk around and look so that you can filter the, what you call those? The detritus. What is it you said? The
fine particular matter.
The particulate. The particulates.
Fine particulate matter, yeah.
You know, we're learning big words right now. Suppository.
You're wrong for that. Hey, Dina Love, y'all. Dina Love.
If you didn't come on, go watch the replay. Because even though we joke a lot because we need to be laughing and stuff right now, we're serious.
For sure.
So, at this point, Mark, are you still in Dina?
Yeah.
I'm about to meet my boy for birthday lunch at Mi Piace. You want to join us?
Be there.
All right. I'm leaving. I'll be there in about 40. What time is it?
11:44.
11:44.
I'll be there by 1. So we can get together because I want to talk to you about stuff too. Jamal, you're welcome to come too. But I know you got obligations. You're always welcome, Jamal. I invite you to everything. You just never come.
Killing me here, man.
I'll just fuck with you, dude. Because you got a family and I'm jealous.
I know.
No, for real.
If I can make it, I will, for real.
Jamal's daughters are my goddaughters. I have been clowning with them since they were born. So we got a lot of inside jokes we do all the time. I'm not going to show you any of them. So it's our thing. Right.
Shoot, the youngest just had a tournament on Saturday.
You need to start. You film any of this stuff when you watch. You just go watch.
Do I do what?
Do you film any of their tournaments or you just watch?
No, I just watch.
Okay, can you start filming them because sometimes they need to see how they're doing. That's what I used to do to Jordan. Jordan would get mad. Oh, Dad, I don't like the way my form looks. I'm like, well, you better improve it. Then you be trying to leap up there like you Air Jordan. Well, your name is Jordan, so I guess, and you leaped in the air. I guess. Well, you know how my son goes. Oh, yeah, Dad, because we're cool. Yeah, we're cool. Okay, so wait, one more. We got a few more comments.
The air is toxic.
The air is toxic for even Pasadena. Mask up. Tanya said, are there any housing resources for renters? Not everyone in Altadena owns homes.
There are.
I think that is on that sheet. Hold on. Let me look at that sheet real quick.
Take a quick call.
Okay. Where is that sheet now? I can't even remember where it's at. Oh, here it is. So if you scroll down, there's a lot of stuff on here. Oh, they do have ongoing various locations. LA County Food Bank, Red Cross. There's a whole lot of resources on here, Tanya. You just need to scroll down the sheet. So just look at the sheet. They got Habitat for Humanity. So you might want to call them to find out. You got to remember right now, people are price gouging. People charging $3,000 for a studio because they can right now. Hey, my cousin is all the way from Ohio. Thanks for the prayers, man. We appreciate all of y'all. We're just going to keep, and that's another thing. And people on the outside are seeing the news and they don't know what's going on. So this platform is helping them also understand, boots on the ground. Jeff said one more thing. Unfortunately, if so, info is not being spread. Altadena is full with back houses and renters who had no insurance or recourse for now. So again, go back to this resource that I put up here. I'm gonna put up here one more time, and I'm gonna stay on for one more minute. So we're gonna get off at in like 50 seconds. I'll give you enough time to copy that down. That's once again bit.ly/Altadena/resources, all lowercase, case sensitive. So don't try to put capitals in this. Thanks, everybody. We will be back. I'm so happy of the turnout. Appreciate you guys. I mean, this is what it's all about. Everybody's got some information, and we can pop it up here so everybody can benefit. I'm really loving this premiere pilot. And thanks, Mark, for coming in as being our first guest. That was awesome. He's sitting over there in the BMW. Got the flight. Hey, you got fancy stuff in your background. You put the balloons up and shit. Thanks. I don't even know how to work half this stuff, man. Right. Well, I'm just trying to show you that I was in Vegas live from New York. It's Saturday night. No.
All right, I'm signing off.
So,
love you guys.
We're getting off.
Peace.
Thanks, Jeff, for the last note. And peace out, people.
Deuces.
Hey.
Dina love.